A tough act to follow, but it is kind of windy today, and I feel a lot of dust, so it may have to cut this short. But I do want to talk about. I first met Doug. We determined it was 7th grade year, 1978, at Broadmoor Junior High. And if you went to Shawnee Mission schools to junior high, if you had 7th grade PE, if you recall, on the baseline they had the 40 numbers, the odd numbers in the front, and the even numbers in the back, and that's where I first met Doug in 7th hour, Mr. Cunningham's class. He was Roth, I was Salisbury, so we were just side by side, and that's where we first met and became friends. I remember John Reuter was behind Doug, and pretty boy Troy Sappington was right behind me. And so that's what started. We had a common thread. You know, we love the Royals. That was the 3rd year that they broke our hearts in the playoffs, losing to that other team. We were in the talent show together that first year at junior high, and that's what led us to going into speech with Mr. Conine and on to Shawnee Mission West with Mrs. Shipley up there doing forensics, and led to just 33 years of him being my best friend. Through those years, I know we were double dated to the prom. We brought a couple ladies with us who just remember those days, going to JUCO. It's not as bad as I'm making it sound. But as we graduated and went on to Johnson County, this park just kept meaning a lot to us. And then eventually we split. He went on to some school in Lawrence, and I went to Pittsburgh State. But it's back here where I asked Doug to be my best man. So that's what the park means. So this wind is really picking up. So when the reporter called, I think most of you have probably seen the Sun article, and he asked why. And I don't know if I gave him a good response, but it's about giving and sharing and what Doug gave to us. We'll start with Mrs. Roth. Thank you for sharing your son with us. Bill and I went over there Thursday and spoke with her, and we kind of told her about the momentum that this has gained. And the story I came up with was even our friend Kevin Shoemaker in St. Louis had written me, and he said he had gotten in touch with another Shawnee Mission West student who lived in his neighborhood in St. Louis, and Jerry Dodd. And Mrs. Roth goes, "Oh my God, Jerry Dodd, he grew up right behind our house on Lamar, went over there. Doug and him would play with all the kids, and then they'd be dirty. And they'd come in, and Doug give out all my cookies to all those kids." And so when we talk about, when I'm thinking of a theme of the giving and the sharing, and just to thank you, Mrs. Roth, for sharing your son with us. Because what he went on to do, he talked about Tim, his oldest brother Tim, bringing him Easter Sunday, 1971, 40 years ago, first time they walked to the park, and as a 5-year-old playing basketball here with the soccer ball. Talking about the sharing in the leagues and creating and making it happen for everybody and all the kids here in Cherokee area. And Doug also talked about, he did work for the city of Overland Park for Mr. Cosby over there, but he talked about working with if you remember the Overland Park Community Center at 87th and Lamar, the senior citizens groups, and Doug worked with them and helping them coordinate some programs and just that giving. And then obviously on to Rhode Island and working with the PTO and coaching his kids' leagues, and finally election to the school board. But and then finally today, it's like Doug's giving it back to us again with what the city did. I just have hopes that there's probably another 5-year-old that's shooting baskets this week. And who knows what he'll be able to accomplish over the next 40 years. So I'm about done. I have a big conclusion. There we go. All right, just like Mrs. Shipley and Mr. Conine taught us, have a big conclusion. I just want to make sure it's very clear that I hate cancer. I hate what it does to people. I hate the darkness that it spreads every day because of it. But as with our faith, Darkness won't win out as long as you have this candle of light, this hope. And when I come here from now on, that ray of hope, cancer doesn't win because of people like Doug Roth. It's a tribute to the 5-year-old boy who showed up here 40 years ago, then proceeded to make a monumental difference in people's lives. Doug, I love you. God bless you, and God bless this day, and God bless Cherokee Park.